Okay, Houston, we've had a problem here.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
Houston, we've had a problem.
Houston, we have a problem. Today we're going to talk about varsity algebra. Yeah, AP Physics C. There is like serious algebra stuff you have to do, and we are going to get at it. It's like so much of what we did, say, in honors physics last year is that we would plug in numbers, but now we're not going to plug in numbers. We're going to leave everything as a letter, and that can be a very confusing thing. So in today's video, the objectives are we're going to isolate an unknown physical variables without numerical values, analyze the dependencies, the proportionalities, that's the fancy word, square roots, limits, etc. And we eliminate intermediate variables by combining systems. I've got one example for each of these. So this can be very difficult. You're going to have varsity algebra skills by the time you're done. Don't panic if you're not all the way there. So here's example number one. I want to isolate variables with the trig inverses. So here's this. A race car travels around a frictionless bank curve on a radius, speed v, ideal banking angle theta is governed by the centrifugal force and gravity. So I want to isolate theta in terms of v, r, and g. So I've got to use so no numbers, right? So I want to solve for both theta and then r. So let's see if we can figure out how to do this. If I've got tan theta is equal to v squared over rg. All right, I want to get rid of the tan. So what I can do is I can take the tan -1 of tan theta, and I can take the tan -1 of this, and we get theta. Tan -1 times tan cancel out. They become 1. So we can just say simply for the first answer, theta is equal to tan -1 of v squared over rg. So that's the answer to, if you will, part A. Now, the second part, I want to say isolate r in terms of v, theta, and g. So I'm going to take the tan of this again, and the tan of this. So the tan times tan -1 becomes 1. So I can say tan theta, I guess this is just going back to the original equation, equals v squared over rg. So if I want to solve for r, I'm going to multiply both sides by r, right? So I can say r tan theta equals v squared over g. And I want to get r by itself, so I can move the tan down here. So the answer is r equals v squared over g tan theta by multiplying both sides by, or dividing both sides by tan. And that would be the two answers here. And here, I didn't really write it out, I guess. So theta equals tan -1 of v squared over r. So that's our first one, rg. So that's our first example. Let's take a look at our second example. In the second example, here we've got high-speed falling objects, skydivers. They experience a quadratic air resistance called the drag, and we have this equation. So the terminal velocity vt is the square root of mg divided by c. And I think c is a constant. So what we want to do is this, we've got proportional thinking. So if the mass m of the object is quadrupled, right? So it's, vt equals square root of mg over c. So if we quadruple this, what we're saying is it's square root. We're not changing gravity. We're not changing this coefficient. But instead of being m, it's the square root of 4g over c. So we can basically say square root of 4 is 2. So the terminal speed will be doubled, right? So what you do is you plug in for m, assume m is 1, and then we make it quadrupled to 4, and square root of 4 is 2. So you got to think this through. I could also say what happens if it goes up by square root of, by a factor of 8. It's whatever square root of 8 is, it's going to go up by. Oftentimes you're going to pick ones that are nice square functions. If it's by 16, then 16 squared would be 4 times. I think you get the idea. And then the last part there, what happens to the terminal speed as the coefficient c approaches infinity? So it would be equal to the square root of 4g over a very, very big number, which is infinity. And any number divided by infinity is 0, so it will approach 0. So this is a much easier one. Okay, here's example 3, combining equations limiting the intermediate variables. So if we look carefully here at this one here, we're going to derive an expression from the linear regression A. So you're trying to solve for A, right? Eliminating tension and angular acceleration. So I want to get rid of T and alpha, right? So I only want it to be an mg, I, and r. And I've been given 3 equations. Where's my third equation? And we're given 3 equations. Looks like I've got 2 here. There's a missing one. I'm going to write it out here. It's alpha equals A over R. Okay? So what are the steps? I want to basically combine. I need to get rid of T and alpha. And I've got alpha right here, right? Okay, so maybe that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start there with alpha equals A over R, right? So I can say TR, I'm going to take this equation here, is equal to I times A over R, right? I've now gotten rid of alpha. That's nice, all right. I still need to get rid of T. So I've got a T here, this is an I, this is a T, so I could then rewrite this equation and I can say T equals IA over R squared. If I multiply both sides by 1 over R, right? All right, so now if I've got T equals IA over R squared, and then I've got this one last equation, mg minus T equals MA. And I've got a T right here, right? So mg minus IA, so I can just rewrite this. I'm going to go down here. I can say mg minus IA over R squared is equal to MA. Now I've got A, if you look at it, I've got A here and I've got A here. So I want to get the A's on the same side of the equation. So if I then rewrite this, make this bigger, I can rewrite this and I can say MA plus IA over R squared equals mg. I added IA over R squared to both sides. Now what I can do is I can factor out, I'll come over here, I can factor out my A. A is equal to M plus I over R squared, and that's equal to mg, right? Now, I can rearrange this. I can just say A is equal to mg divided by the quantity m plus I over R squared. And there we have the answer. Yeah, that's it. I thought you could simplify this a little bit further, and the more I think about it, that's good enough. As long as you got A in these terms, that's how you would solve the third question. So Houston, we don't have a problem. We'll see you in class.